Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Kevin Griffith, and this is the TheHollarBBQ. Today, I have a new toy to unbox, do an overview on, and we're gonna season it. Today, we're taking a look at the 36-inch Blackstone Griddle. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Blackstone Griddle. So this is their 36-inch version. Now, I've been wanting one of these for a long time. I was actually going to get the 28 version because it was a little bit cheaper. However, I was in my local Walmart, and they had these on clearance. So this thing's normally right around 300 bucks. I think Amazon has them for around $250, $260, but my Walmart had it on clearance for $199, so I had to snatch it up. So I'm just gonna go through it. We're gonna unbox it. We're gonna see how it comes, and then I will assemble it, and we'll season it up. Stay tuned. Alright, so checking out this owner's manual for installation instructions. It doesn't look like it's very much to actually do. So once I start, I'll get this stuff out of the box. And you see they want you to actually install stuff upside down. So I'll use the box to set it on top of. So I'll get it out of the box, we'll set it on top of there, and we'll install everything. So it looks like the first thing we're going to do is basically install the knobs. Basically pull the legs out, install the knobs, then install the bottom shelf. No big deal. Step 3 is install the side shelves. Step 4 is handles. And then step 5, we're already putting the griddle on. And they actually have step 6 is actually hanging the little oil cup. And then step 7 is installing your gas cylinder hanger. So your gas cylinder will hang there. So not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the box now. And looks like there's not that much to install or to set up. So let me get it out and we'll go over some stuff. Alright, so for step 1, it says to install the knobs on the front. I'm not sure why they want you to do it now, but yeah, we'll follow directions. It does want you to go ahead and install the cover for the battery, and that's the push button, basically to get a spark ignition there. I'm not going to put it yet because I don't have a battery. I just have to take it back off later, so I'll just leave that off for right now. Alright, next step is to install the bottom tray. Now it's going to be a little bit tricky because we're coming from below, but I think I can hold it up, and you're supposed to use these large knobs right here to secure it. Alright, let's see what else is in the box. And actually the next step is these side shelves right here. And then all the way in the bottom is our griddle. And guys, let me tell you, this thing is heavy. I thought I was going to be able to take a shopping cart in Walmart and put it in there. I had to go find somebody. We had to put it on an actual push cart. Alright, so next step is putting in the side shelves. You use these knobs right here. Super simple. So basically, your shelf just slides in some slots there, and you basically take those knobs and tighten them down on it. So we're about a little bit more than halfway through. So we've got our bottom shelf on, the side shelves, the legs are up, the knobs are on. The next step is to put a handle on it for when you're collapsing this thing down and, you know, dragging it. I thought they ripped me off because I don't see no handle, but then I remembered. There was another box in there, so I'm pretty sure this is the handle. Yep, it's the handle, along with some other stuff, some other assembly stuff. See basically the oil drip pan. It looks like the attachment for the gas cylinder there. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and insert the battery into the igniter just so we can see that it's working right now before we get that big heavy griddle on top of it. Alright, so this is it assembled without the griddle on top. Let's go ahead and look in here. So basically, this one, you have 4 different burners. Now the 28-inch one, it only has 2. So this one is actually a little bit more versatile because you can actually, what I'll be doing mostly is probably turning 3 burners on, leaving one either very low or not on at all, so I can just move food over to the side. And what I just did was put the battery in just so that we can see that the ignition is working before we actually put the griddle on. Because the way you light this thing is this has a push button, basically starts your gas, and then you want to light with a igniter, just send a little bit of electricity down to to the first gas tube, to the first burner, and then you just go through and turn each one of them on, and it'll sequentially just go down and light them. Alright, so the next thing it says to do is put the griddle on. Now the griddle itself has little legs, and then you have these holes on each corner that will basically put the griddle in. Alright, last piece for assembly is just to install the cylinder upper hanger and the fastener at the bottom. So it's just it's just a few screws go on the top and the bottom. No big deal. I'll get those on, and then we'll get this thing seasoning up. Alright, then the last thing to do before we start seasoning is to put on our grease pan. So this just basically slides on the end, goes all the way over here, and then this just goes in. Right there it is, completely assembled. It took me maybe a little bit over an hour, but that's with shooting this video. So normal person, it's not going to take them very long at all. There's not that much to do to it. But this one's ready to go. Alright, we're ready to start our seasoning process. So, things you need, and what I'm following is the video that I watched directly from Blackstone, how they do it. I know some people do it a little bit different than they do, but I'm just going to do what they do just to show that that'll work. So, first thing we need is a damp cloth that we will be using to basically wipe the cooktop down before we actually start the seasoning. What I'll do though is I'll probably wipe it down, I'll start heating it up, and then I'll probably wipe it down again, and then we'll put the oil on. I'm using canola oil for the seasoning today, and then basically some paper towels to spread the oil around once we start our seasoning. Now let's go back to our grease problem that we have. So a lot of videos show that when you're cooking a lot of food, the grease drips down and actually runs back under the bottom and back down the leg. And there's actually a company that has this one little metal piece that goes directly on here so that it'll actually drip in there. It costs $15. But if you have one of these, I believe this will work just as fine, because all you're looking for is a place for that grease to run. So take this piece out. I'm going to set it in just like that. Here, let me get down there for you. Hold on one second. Yeah, that should be good enough just for when the grease starts going down. It'll actually run down that and should drip there. Should work just fine. Instead of 15 bucks, you can spend 10 cents. All right, let's get to seasoning. All right, so first thing is just take our damp cloth and let's wipe the whole cooktop down really good. So now let's go ahead and turn this thing on. And all you do is just push the knob in, and that allows it to start getting over to where the gas starts. You can hear the gas going, and just hit your ignition. Then once one burner's lit, you just go down the line. All right, now that we've been burning our cooktop for a few minutes to get some of that oils off from the factory, it's time to start our seasoning process. What I have here is just some regular canola oil. We'll be putting down a thin layer, and then we're using this paper towel to basically do it all over it, including the sides. Now you see you'll start getting some smoke, and that's from the oil actually burning. Once you see the smoke and it starts dying down a little bit, that's when we want to go ahead and put on our next layer. So I decided to switch over to just a regular old rag to wipe the oil down. I don't know if I had like some cheap paper towels or what, but it was leaving bits of paper across the top of the surface, and I don't want that stuck in my season. So just go ahead and start using a rag. Probably better anyway. It helped smooth it out a little bit better. So seasoning is a process. Now, they're named Blackstone for a reason. This thing will eventually become should be black and shiny, very close at least. So I'm going to actually put one more layer of oil on there, and then I'm going to call that good for right now. Let it cool down, then I'll probably be cooking on it later, which another layer of oil will go on before and after food, which will continue the seasoning process. And over time, this thing will continue to turn more and more black as it gets seasoned in with cooking and the oil that you're using. Alright, so that was the final layer that I'll be putting on it for right now, but I'm going to turn it off, let it cool down, and I am going to be cooking on it here in just a little while. So when I heat it back up, I'll put another layer on it before I put my food on, then I'll clean it up real good and then put another layer on. So like I said, the seasoning is the process that you continue to do, and if you do it right and continue to take care of it, this thing will be non-stick, you won't have any trouble out of it and rusting or anything like that. Just keep it oiled and clean is basically the name of the game. Alright guys, so that's it for our Blackstone Griddle unboxing, overview, and seasoning. As always, if you got any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and always, holler back.